Do get some pops and burbles out of the exhaust every now and then. Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today I am in a 2015 Maserati Ghibli S Q4. I've been wanting to get into a Maserati for quite some time now, and this one is actually for sale at Germain Honda of College Hills in Worcester, Ohio. Be sure to check it out. The link to this exact car is in the description, and this one's actually going for a pretty good price too. $24,000, I believe. I'll put the exact price in the description below, but man, it's a really sharp car. It's finished in blue mica. There's some Italian word in the middle I can't pronounce, but yeah, it's a really sharp car. Kind of takes some styling hints from the Quattroporte Maserati, which is pretty cool. Very sharp. Take a look at these wheels. These are massive 19-inch wheels wrapped in Continental Extreme Contact tires. It's pretty grippy, pretty nice. Let's go ahead and check out under the hood. So under the hood of this Maserati Ghibli is a 3.0 liter twin turbo V6 mated to a ZF 8-speed transmission. Very powerful. It makes 404 horsepower and 406 pound-feet of torque when it runs on premium fuel. And yeah, definitely puts his power down pretty well. Really enjoyed this engine here. Check out the trunk. This is a pretty massive trunk with a kind of a small opening. It'd be kind of hard to fit some suitcases or even some boxes back here. I'm sure it would actually fit golf clubs vertically here. Not too bad at all. Got a 12-volt outlet over here with the cargo net and a spare tire, which is actually nice to see in something like this. Got a nice grab handle to make sure it closes. Take a look and hop into the back seat here. Now the driver's seat is set to my position here. I'm 6 foot, and there's really not much room back here. You do get a couple of mat pockets and some vents, but yeah, there's really not too much room here. Do get a pull down center armrest with a couple cup holders that I'm not quite sure would fit very many drinks with this kind of limiting it. Do get a, wow, look at that. You do get a little mini center console here with a 12-volt outlet and a USB port too. Not too bad at all. Let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat. Fire this thing up again. Put this thing in sport mode, and the exhaust baffles in the back opened up and make it sound pretty loud. Sounds really awesome. We'll definitely test out sport mode here very soon. Up in front here in the driver's seat, you do get a nice leather wrapped steering wheel, and a lot of these parts are actually shared with my Dodge Ram. These are the exact same as my Dodge Ram. The lighting controls, the wiper controls are, and the infotainment is actually really similar to mine too. Infotainment, you do get a backup camera that's not very good at all. It's really blurry. It's just, you know, the basics, Stellantis, FCA, Chrysler infotainment. You also get dual zone climate control and a CD player, a couple cup holders with a cigarette outlet. Is that actually a cigarette? It is. Wow, that's pretty cool. I don't think I've actually seen one of the cigarette lighter in a long time. Go figure that. Do get a place to put your phone with an aux cord and a USB port for this radio infotainment, and you know, also your center console here, and a decent sized glove box that's tiered as well. Auto dimming rear view mirror, and this one has a sunroof, and this is actually really interesting about this car. This headliner is like suede. It's really soft to touch. It's really nice. It really feels very premium in here. This car, back when it was new, I believe retailed for almost $80,000, which is pretty crazy. I personally don't think it's worth $80,000, but the price that you pay for it now, $24,000, this is a pretty much a steal. I mean, this thing goes pretty fast, and it's decent enough in here. These seats are really comfortable. They are heated, has a heated steering wheel as well, and offers plenty of bolstering to hold you in when you're going around corners. So, with all that being said, let's go ahead and take this thing for a spin and see what this Maserati is all about. Performance-wise, you do get memory seats here as well. That's nice to see. So we'll start in just regular drive mode here to kind of simmer things down and see what this thing drives like when you're just kind of normal cruising around town. So overall, first impressions, it drives pretty smooth. The ZF 8-speed transmission is a solid transmission. It definitely shifts very smooth, just like my 2019 Ram 1500. Now this motor is extremely torquey. You'll be at 60 miles an hour in a flash without even trying. It's pretty nice. I think the 0 to 60 on this, which we'll test later in the video, is about 4.5 seconds, which is pretty quick, even for today's standards. You really need to rev the motor out to get the most out of it. Right around, I think, 4,000 RPMs, the torque starts to really build up and put you back in your seat. And boy, does it put you back in your seat. As I mentioned before, you put this in the sport mode, and it opens up the baffles in the back here and makes it a lot louder and keeps the transmission at a lower gear, so it's ready to rev out. It is really loud from the outside. I pulled it up to my garage and revved it a bit, and it's really, really loud. Now this car is all-wheel drive. It is extremely rear-wheel drive biased though. It sends most of its power to the rear wheels until it detects some type of slippage or the need to engage the front wheels. It has a menu in the instrument cluster here that shows you just how the power is distributed. So an unfortunate thing about this one is it does not have paddle shifters behind the wheel. It has stereo controls. I believe paddle shifters were an option on this car in 2015, but in order to shift this manually, you need to hit this M button and use the gear shift here to shift it. If you want to disengage manual mode, you can just press that button again and it'll go back into regular drive. Let's go ahead and do a 0 to 60. Come to a complete stop here. Give it a little bit of boost and floor it. Wow, it puts you back in your seat. For $24,000, guys, and you get 400 horsepower, very comfortable car. It's all-wheel drive. It'd probably be good in the winter. You put a good set of all seasons or winter tires on it. Yeah, seems like an overall pretty decent car. I'm not sure if it's worth, like I said before, I'm not sure if it's worth the, I believe, $80,000 MSRP it originally was. You know, some of the materials in here don't really feel like $80,000. Like, I've been in BMWs and Audis that definitely feel a lot more premium than this. You know, this car being from 2015, the interior here just kind of creaks and rattles over some certain bumps and stuff. But as far as long-term quality, it definitely leaves a lot to be desired. really wish it had paddle shifters because I like to keep my hand on the wheel at all times. That's kind of unfortunate. It didn't come with it standard from the factory, but I guess it is what it is. You get some pops and burbles out of the exhaust every now and then. But yeah, guys, definitely check this out at Germain Honda of College Hills. I actually just purchased my second vehicle from them that you will be seeing on the channel. It's a 2024 Honda CR-V hybrid. So more to come on that, so be sure to stay tuned. But yeah, really great dealer, definitely painless process in purchasing. They make it pretty easy. And there's no funny business with them, which I really appreciate and like. Now you do get cruise control here. I do not believe this one is radar guided cruise control. No, it is not. It's just a regular cruise control system. I would love to see radar guided cruise control. It doesn't come with blind spot monitoring either, which for the price of this car is just kind of a bummer. It does handle pretty well. You can have some fun on some back roads with this car. As far as road noise in here, it actually isn't too bad at all. It's pretty quiet at highway speeds. This is one of the loudest roads in the area, and it's really not that bad at all. Put it back into normal mode and stop driving like a hooligan. And the car just settles down. The ride is pretty smooth. It's not too bad, especially for the 19-inch wheels. And it just glides along the road. There is a pretty decent amount of turbo lag at lower RPMs. If you're going to try to like pull out in front of somebody, you really got to plan ahead and just kind of be careful about that. Let's do one more 0 to 60. Give it a little bit of a boost and let it go. Man, this thing is really fast. It puts a smile on your face every single time you do that. Let's see if I can turn around right in this little lot here. Wow, really tight turning radius. I was actually surprised I was able to do that. Maneuver this thing around pretty easily. Still not worth the original MSRP. I definitely would have not paid over $70,000 for this car at all. But the price as it is now, it's a very compelling option. $24,000, and it's comfortable, has a great stereo, and it's very quick, good performer. It always cracks me up how some manufacturers feel the need to just keep an analog clock to signify that they're luxurious. Honestly, it kind of gives me Chrysler like 200 vibes. That clock does. All right, guys. Well, that will be it for the 2015 Maserati Ghibli S Q4. Thank you guys for watching, and be sure to stay tuned. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at Paul's Place YT for some more content and some behind the scenes. And yeah, man, it's a really sharp car. Definitely had a lot of fun with it. Once again, shout out to Germain Honda of College Hills for letting me borrow this for a couple hours. And we'll go ahead and see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys.